Hello everyone, this is Blue Moon Artist here again with another video. Today we are going to be trying out these oil pastels that I've had for I think about 2 years. My best friend got these for me like 2 years ago for Christmas, and I have yet to use them. Um, I usually do digital art a lot of the time, so it's, as you can see, it's been collecting dust. But I wanted to try them out. I haven't done oil pastel since I was in high school, and that was almost 10 years ago. That's a big number to say. 10 years ago. Damn. 10 years since I've been in high school. Wow. But I'm gonna do a little bit of color theory in this video just to, brush up on it, see what I can do with oil pastels. Like I said, I'm mostly digital or color pencils or markers and stuff like that. So I don't really dabble in oil pastels or paints and stuff like that. But in this video, you are going to be watching and walking alongside me as I figure out how to use oil pastels. And maybe in a few weeks or so, I might actually do something like a little art project or maybe a little portrait to test out, you know, my skills. Let's see. But anyway, hope you like this video and let's get to it. Bye bye. Hello everyone. Now we're going to do the color theory. You're gonna definitely watch me struggle using these because like I said, I haven't used oil pastels in a very long time. But, first off, we're going to do our little color wheel. Don't mind, these are lightly used. I like how they feel. They're very soft. Like, I'll give them that. Like, some oil pastels aren't very soft. I'll give it to this one. I'll give it to, um, Faber Castell. Like I said, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Um, their oil pastels aren't that bad. Like, they're very smooth, very easy to use. Ooh, wrong one. Let's not do that. I'm gonna use this one. This one makes it, I don't know, purple, blue. And don't mind that. That's just an extra line I accidentally drew. But anyway, we're gonna do hues. Pure hues are just simply just the color itself. Like, it's just simply like red without any other color. Orange, yellow, green, purple. And don't mind me, this is just my basic knowledge of color theory from what I learned when I was in school and this stuff that I picked up over the years. So it's not a full extensive video on it, but this is just how I break it down. So if this is not how you break it down, that's perfectly fine. But if makes it a lot easier for you to understand, if you like this video, I can make a more in-depth one with like other things and stuff like that. But so far, we'll just go with this. So we're gonna bring out this trusty little white. We're gonna do tint. I think of tint as, if I need like a lighter shade of, say, the color red instead of just picking out a pink because maybe I just don't have the right pink, and I'm like, okay, I might as well use this red and make a little tint. So I'm gonna do that. And with this, I can go in and just make a little tint. Which is just that, which is using red. I put down the darker color first and then went over it with white. And you can clearly see that, it made a pink. This can work with any color really, but like I said, we're only using the color wheel basic, secondary, primary colors. So we're going to do that for the rest of them. Gonna go orange. This is a nice color orange. I like this color orange. And we're just gonna and there we go. That one. I'm gonna do yellow. Let me just clean this up a little bit. Ugh, got a lot of different colors muggling in there. Ugh. And then we're gonna do green. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Which makes a lighter version. And then lastly, purple. And that's tint, which is adding white to your pure color, and it makes a lighter shade. Like I said, you can use this to make like maybe a little highlight with the same color that you're using so that you don't, have to worry about matching the color to the color that you use for the hair or the clothes or whatever you're using the color for. Um, it's a nice little thing. I like it. It's a very easily translated thing. You can do that for digital, traditional, and all that. It's very simple. And then we're going to go to tone, which is mixing the pure color with the gray color. And that's just, I forget what it's for, honestly. I use it for like, I say like shadows, like on like the little outskirt of like the main shadow, like if I want to kind of lighten it up a little bit but like still kind of keep it in like that dark area. That's what I kind of use tone for. Tone can be used for many different things. Like I said, this is not in depth. This is really just me trying to figure out how to use it in translation to oil pastels versus like color pencils and digital art per se. Like gray, gray. And that is tone. Like I said, I usually use tone for like minor things in shading. I don't really like to use gray because a lot of times gray can muddy your color palette if not used correctly. But it's always good to know how to like do this if you need be. Sometimes you can do it as like an under coloring and then pop it under some colors like because like I said, you need to kind of know what gray does when you put color on it, and this is what it does. It makes like a more grayish tone or whatever. Like I said, it's very basic. I can do it more in depth, but I don't really feel like it. This is just me more like trying to fill out the oil pastels and stuff like that. So this one is shade. You mix the pure color with black. I don't really like to use black like that all the time because black can be a very hard color to mix, and it can be very overpowering. And I know that like it can really just make a picture look very dull. So, and I'm just gonna do black first because I learned my lesson the last time not to do black over red because it's not going to show up. So we're just gonna do that first. As you can see, it makes like a little in between shade. Oh, why am I putting black down? And we're gonna do that with the other colors. And that is a shade, which is, like I said, just adding black to your color to make a darker shade. Um, in most cases, for me, when I do it, I kind of like to mix the primary and secondary colors. So, like, say, um, if I wanted to mute down my red, just in case if I feel like the red in my drawing is too bright, I'll mix in a green. And as you can see, it changes. And the same thing, and also when it comes to these colors, depending on the type of red or hue of green that you use, you can get different shades. Same with if I mix blue and